house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes, the house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this speech a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and with me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
We've got Bam in the control booth. Yo. This is episode 255. We are on to the Sweet 16. The first weekend of the tournament has come and gone. We're going to recap what I think has been a great tournament. Not a ton of upsets. It's been pretty chalky as I expected, but a lot of big-time moments have already happened. We got a ton of big matchups to break down for the Sweet 16. Hit that like and subscribe button if you don't mind. We're going to recap our weekend at the casino at the beautiful Biloxi coast. And then we're going to recap what's been a very profitable start to this tournament. How are you feeling?
I feel good.
I feel worn out.
Yeah, I feel somewhat rejuvenated.
From what, in what way?
Just being able to bounce back in the second round. Because that first round drove me nuts.
Yeah.
I was like, I always have two different voices. And one of them's like, you should just, this shit's for the birds. And then the other one's like, just keep firing.
Yeah. No, this is the best. This is the best. And I felt that last year. I definitely felt that 2 years ago. I feel it even more now. This is the most profitable tournament I've had since we started doing this, at least betting-wise. Obviously, the first year the first year, COVID canceled it since we started the podcast. But then the second year, we hit the bracket challenge and the futures bet with Baylor and all of that. So that was great. So technically, that was my most profitable so far. But we're only in the first weekend. And this weekend that I just had rivals that year. This has been a very, very good weekend for me. And if you've listened and you've tailed, it's been a pretty good weekend for you. I've had people messaging me over the weekend. They were on Michigan and Duke, and those started out slow on Saturday, but they got there. When we were doing our bracket breakdown, I said I felt like it was going to be another chalky tournament, and that's what it's been. I think you had a Friday where every favorite won and covered. Good news for us, we were on a lot of the favorites, and it was a very similar situation Saturday. But you were on High Point. High Point covered as a dog. It wasn't Texas beat Gonzaga outright as a dog.
Yep.
So I've come to the conclusion that people just are gonna complain. And I said this last year when everybody was complaining like crazy. I was like, there is no such thing as a bad tournament. That's exactly what I said, and that stands true today. You get what you get when it comes to the tournament. There is no bad tournament though. You saw High Point beat Wisconsin in the first round in an exciting game. You saw we had a couple buzzer beaters. You had an incredible back-to-back, what felt like with Santa Clara hitting a three with 2 seconds to go, and then Otega Owe hitting the half-court buzzer beater. You saw what nearly was going to be, in the grand scheme of things, with how good the game was in the back and forth, a top-5 shot in the history of the tournament if Tyler Tanner gets that three-quarter court buzzer beater to go down that rattles in and out. Very Gordon Hayward-esque with Butler versus Duke. Granted, that was in the national championship. But just an incredible game, back and forth, and that, I mean, it went halfway down and out. That was unbelievable. But you got St. John's in Kansas yesterday with a buzzer beater. I think it's been a great tournament. I've loved every second of it. I've watched every second of every single game. What are your thoughts? You think it's been good, or you think it's
Yeah, I mean, Florida got knocked off.
Yeah,
by Iowa.
That too, yeah.
So I think, it's been a little bit. Like, if people complain about upsets, this year's been better than last year, I think. But
yeah, I also think we were blessed with, not blessed, but like you had that year with no tournament, and then right out the gates when we came back in 21, that was when Oral Roberts upset North Texas. Like, you had a crazy, an unrealistic amount of upsets, and I almost feel like that like reset the precedent for everybody. Like, this is what it's supposed to be like. It's like if you go back and look in years past, there was like a 12 over a 5 every now and then. Like, it wasn't like, oh, there's nothing but upsets. And with the NIL era, you're going to get less of it. It's just the way it is, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, so we went to the sports book on Saturday. Bam, how are you feeling?
Feel good.
Be honest.
I felt good about the sports bets,
Yeah.
and then it took a turn for the worse.
Mm-hmm. I've come to the conclusion that
But I had a good time doing it, you know?
did you really?
It's all about that dopamine rush.
Yeah, whatever you say. Bam hit us with wasn't meant to be. And anytime somebody says, it wasn't meant to be, you know they're fucking hanging on by a thread. They're hanging on by a thread. I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
That was like Joseph's thing. I'm not mad. It's like, oh shit, he's the maddest he's been all day. Yeah. I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to stop trying to convince people to stop losing their money on dumb shit.
Yeah.
I think I've said, I've enjoyed, since we've started this, I've enjoyed the progression in myself of becoming a better sports gambler. And I said it at the end of last year's football season where I was like, I feel like I've like turned a corner. Like I feel like I'm making smarter bets and all of that. And when we first started, we were making dumbass bets. Like we were making more educated in comparison to today, at least. At least speaking for myself, the way I used to bet compared to the way I bet now is night and day different. And so I think, not to like pat myself on the back, but I think I can learn from mistakes and still make them every now and then, but for the most part, learn from them and make sure they don't really happen nearly as often. We're coming off of collectively our best NFL season. We're not done yet. We still got multiple games left to go, but I'm sitting at 49-33, betting college basketball this season with a late start, but a more conservative approach. I think that's the lesson I learned with college football is like, in the beginning, like you want to have action, you want to be able to have a lot of games and this and that. I've gotten past that. Like it'll be similar to the NFL where it's like 4 or 5 games max, and no more like taking unnecessary risks. But yeah, as far as with the sports betting and all of that, y'all have issues. They don't get it. They don't have the attention span for it. That's the conclusion I've come to.
Yeah, they get bored.
But they get bored in 30 seconds. Bam played a slot before we even sat down in the sports book.
That was the plan going into it.
How'd that go?
Not good.
As expected.
Yep.
Okay.
There's nothing more boring to me than playing the slot machine.
It's the worst. It's the fucking worst.
You just press the button.
I've never put in more than $20 in a slot machine, and I've never done it if we weren't like sitting around waiting for something. Like I'm not going. It's you're just sitting there and hoping, like a little bit of hope with each spin. But it's like you have no control. I feel like I'm just feeding it the fucking money.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, if it didn't tell me I won, it could steal all my money.
Yeah, like if I want to play the traditional 777s or something. And no, if I see 3 7s, that's good. I don't need to see fucking a damn rhinoceros and some fucking lions on the screen and making growling
cues.
noises. Yeah, and make you fucking. You got to you just wait to see. But yeah, we didn't even hit halftime of the first game, and we had people Ubering to go do dumb shit. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, what are your thoughts? Bam said next year, he said he's going to be fully focused. But next year will roll around, and we'll be here again.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be fully focused next year.
Bam.
I ain't got to worry about it.
Do you know what you said going into this trip? Do you know?
What?
You don't even know. You don't know. You said, you're like, I'm going to bet every single thing that y'all bet. Whatever y'all tell me to bet, I'm taking. You bet a goddamn first basket on High Point because some random crackhead at the kiosk told you to do it. You were parlaying fucking MMA fights with your basketball bets.
Well, that was an Alec birthday bet.
That was not a birthday bet. That was just a dumbass bet.
It hit, though.
The rationalization of, y'all took a damn Michael Vick and Page and then 2 like -800 money lines. And
They took
Michael
Houston and Duke on the money line.
Yeah, and we took Houston and Duke on the motherfucking point spread, and they covered. But y'all, they're sitting there sweating out Michael Venom Page going to decision. Everybody's talking about how goddamn terrible that fight was, that there was no punches thrown.
Yeah, it was a god-awful fight.
But y'all, that's what I'm just saying. It's a dumb bet. Brian asked me, he's like, would you make this bet? I said, fuck no. Why would I start parlaying UFC fights with college basketball? And then he went and bet it. And it's like, I just don't get it. But yeah, the only thing y'all won on was the bets. It's the only fucking thing y'all made money on. But that's what I say. I've gotten to the point. I think I just got to accept it, and I got to just let people be enamored with the flashing lights and the sounds, and go hand them their money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The problem is they have no idea what the hell they're doing.
In what way? He's right there.
Like just everybody. Like I don't get how you could be gone for just a few minutes and then come back and say I lost $400 on blackjack.
I know. Yeah.
What are you, an idiot or something?
It wasn't long at all. It was not long. But then it's like, great, now you're chasing. The whole rest of the day, you're in the hole now, big. And it's like, yeah, people just don't have the attention span. I can sit in that motherfucking sports book all day. I could sit there all day, not move. And I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Yeah, that's the thing. They're willing to lose $400 or $500 playing the rigged games of chance, but they won't risk $250, $300 on a basketball game.
Yeah, that you have a better chance of winning. That you have a better chance of winning. And I think that's why I'm like... and it's only with March Madness. You want to go on a random fucking Saturday and lose? I'm not going to be like, don't play blackjack. Do whatever the fuck you want. But it's like when we're going there to grind it out in the sports book as advertised, and we're going to make money on these betting these games for March Madness, and then everybody's running off to go fucking hand their money away. I'm like, what are we doing? Because I already could see how that was going to go. Everybody's going to lose their money. Cody lost his money right off the bat, and then immediately Michigan misses a shot. This team fucking sucks. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't come over here with your bullshit because you lost all your fucking money and now you're in a pissy ass mood. It's like, people are fucking dumb. 99% of the people in that goddamn building are dumb. We're dumb for partially even going there. Fucking Biloxi Coast sucks, but...
Yeah, but it's the best we have.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're a little dumb. We're not as dumb as everybody else, but...
I mean, it can be fun, but it's like, dude, I've played a lot of blackjack, and I've won, and then I've lost a lot, too. It's like, after you lose so much, it's like, I'm so cautious when I get on a blackjack table now. Like,
yeah,
if I don't think it's going good, I'm getting up quick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to let them take me for $400 unless if I'm betting, $50 a hand or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, Bam said next year it's going to be different. Next year he's going to listen to what we say. And what do you think about that?
Yeah, save your coins.
But yeah, as I say, I give up. I give up. The intention's good. I want everybody to win. I think we will win betting sports. We did. We went fucking 5-1. 5-1.
Yeah.
And on that day. But when you fucking win, it doesn't go ding, 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 and then hand you money. You got to go up there and you got to go fucking cash your ticket.
Yeah, and we were on Louisville too. And plus 5.5. And that was exhilarating too.
Yeah, not an official play, but yeah, we ended up taking it because there were Louisville fans in the sports book and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the point you're making is it came down to a fucking shot.
Like, imagine if that went in.
Yeah. No, my heart, well, Cody was like, whatever. Like,
yeah, he tore his ticket up.
Yeah, but yeah, he starts trying to piece his ticket back together. But I'm talking when that game was done for 5 minutes and my heart rate was still up. Like, because like that was it. Like I was fucking ready for that shot to go down.
Yeah, that was such a crazy like those last like 2 minutes because the whole time you're thinking we're dead, and then the last possession you're like, There's still a dying chance.
I told you with 5 minutes to go, I said this is shaking out to be where we're going to have a meaningless 3 for the cover.
Yep.
I thought the writing was on the wall. You know why? Because I've seen a million of these motherfucking games. It's like you said, he's ripping his ticket up because he doesn't watch these fucking games. He doesn't know how many times the backdoor fucking happens. With you hit a 3, turnover, they've turned it over. I think they even missed a shot. A bad miss or turned it over, and then Michigan State turned it right back over, threw it out of bounds, gave it right back to him. Yep. It's like there's so many scenarios that you can get inside a number in college basketball. But yeah, I just Brian made a shitload of money on betting sports. It's like y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it, and y'all won't get it. You start drinking, that's another one too. They start drinking, they turn into fucking kids. that people, this is an establishment where they'll take kids' money.
Yep.
I don't know. I give up. That's the moral of the story. I give up. I'm gonna worry about me, and I'm gonna make money. I've told you that like a broken record. I'm gonna make fucking money. You decide you want to come along for the ride, there'll be a seat for you. But you get in there, you see those flashing lights, it's a fucking wrap. That's the way it goes, I guess. So to recap, first weekend, I went 10-5, like I said. Brings me to 49-33 overall. Probably going to have 4 plays for the Sweet 16, but we're sitting at right around 60% against the spread. I'm so tired of people saying 60% is not good. The sentiment around 60% being like, okay, absolutely drives me crazy. But I guess we'll dive into it. Do you have anything for Thursday? You got 4 games: Texas, Purdue, Iowa, Nebraska, Arkansas, Arizona, and Illinois and Houston.
I'm on Arkansas, Arizona.
Interesting. Okay. You're not on Texas, Purdue?
No.
Okay, I am. So let's see. So we're looking at another year where an 11 seed gets to the Sweet 16. You got to tip your cap to Texas. They went through the play-in game with the buzzer beater against NC State, and then you got to go play BYU, who obviously we know about AJ DeBanza, but a BYU team that have been playing good basketball, and then you beat Gonzaga outright as a 6.5, 7-point underdog, whatever it was. So this Texas team's playing their best basketball at the right time. Purdue was the team, came in number 1 overall seed, betting favorite to win it all. It became apparent that they weren't that good, and the stars have kind of aligned for Purdue. You got Gonzaga losing. You've got the 6th seed in BYU losing. Texas has done them a solid. I think the run for Texas stops here. You got Vocatitis, the big down low. I think with the size of Clough and the skinny 7'4" dude whose name I always forget. I think Purdue, and you got Kaufman-Wren down there, obviously the smaller of the 3, but you got enough size on Purdue's front court to maintain Vocatitis, and he's not a good free throw shooter. It'll be a liability down the stretch. As far as Swain and Pope, Texas has a couple guys, Tremont Mark, the Houston transfer. They got a couple guys who can score the basketball, Swain specifically, but I think while Purdue's defense isn't that great, Texas' defense is really bad, and I think Purdue's playing good basketball right now. Haven't seen an update on C.J. Cox. Didn't look good, if I'm being honest with you, but with him or without him, I'm going to go ahead and lay 6.5 points with Purdue. Money has come in on Texas. At this number, I'll get in on the Boilermakers here. I think it's a team that a lot of people kind of wrote off, myself included, in the Boilermakers. You're eyeing down pretty good opportunity to get to the Elite Eight here. The best opportunity on paper that you could have had. So I think you tip your cap to Texas for a good year, a good run here in the postseason, but I think it stops here. I'm going to go Purdue minus 6.5 as my first play for Thursday. Which way are you going?
Arkansas, Arizona. Arizona's 8-point favorites. The point total is 167.5. The over's taking some money. Also, Arkansas's taking a little bit of money as well. I wish we could have got on it at open. I like Arkansas here. The over money makes sense. I think both offenses can take advantage of both defenses' weaknesses here. Arizona's size and skill down low is going to be a problem for Arkansas. But I do think Arkansas's skill at the guard positions and the size there could be a problem for Arizona here. And that's the reason that we like Arkansas. Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas both are averaging 20-plus points per game in the tournament. Acuff in the postseason, including the SEC tournament, is averaging 30.2 points per game and has come up with clutch shot after clutch shot. I'm going to take Arkansas +8.
Okay, I'm not on this one. I am very intrigued by it, though. Obviously, we've talked about Arkansas at length here, and then we're very invested on Arizona with the futures bet and our brackets and everything. Part of why I took Arizona was because of their ability to defend the backcourt with Jaden Bradley and Burries. And so this is going to answer a lot of questions because Acuff is one of the best guards in the country. Thomas is no slouch whatsoever. Like you just said, is averaging over 20 points a game in the tournament. I'm very interested to see how this one goes. I think the defensive capabilities of Arizona is why I stayed away. I can understand the momentum with Arkansas, but Arkansas's defense is not fucking good.
No.
Like you saw High Point. High Point was, I mean, you were on the right side of it. High Point was scoring at will for a good little minute there. All right, so for my second one for Thursday, in my opinion, I don't think it's debatable the best game of the night by far. Illinois, Houston. Two teams that we know extremely well throughout this year. You got nothing on this?
No.
Which way do you lean?
I don't know. I stayed away because of bracket implications, but I guess at the current number, I don't know. You wonder if it's too many points.
Yeah.
I just, okay, Houston's looked good in the tournament, right? But this is a real test, and it's a real test for both of these teams now after, when you're 1 and 2 seed, you're not, a 2 and a 3, they didn't really play the best teams, right, in the first or second round.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think, like I said, this is easily the best game of the Sweet 16. You have arguably the best offense in the country, arguably the best defense in the country. Statistically, Houston's defense is not as good as it has been, but since they've hit tournament play, they've flipped that Houston switch, and they're looking like what we've been accustomed to, playing ferocious defense, attacking the boards, and I would say one of the biggest keys here is that it appears Emmanuel Sharp has woken up out of his slump. And the way I'm looking at this one, money has come in on the Cougars up to 3.5 points now, and I do think it is too many points. Outside of a possession, I got to take Illinois. The size that Illinois has, they're the biggest team in the country. They rebound the ball very well on the offensive glass, create second chance opportunities, kick out threes. Illinois has 4 legitimate shooters that you, on any given night, can take over a game from the outside. And then they've got 4 other guys who, percentage-wise, may not be the best, but are legitimate threats. And you sprinkle in Peja Stojakovic's kid who can get to the rim very well. And there's a very real scenario here where Houston beats them up. We've seen Wagler get bullied a little bit and taken off of his game. Stojakovic as well can get pushed around. But when you look at, I think the key here is Mirkovic and his ability to play back to the basket and the finesse game and all of that. I think he could get JoJo Tugler in foul trouble. I think the size with the Ivisic brothers. There's a very real scenario here where Houston has to go shot for shot with Illinois, and they just can't do it. So at 3.5, I've got to take the Illini. This is such an intriguing matchup. This is going, and there's heavy implications, like Nick mentioned, for our brackets, for futures bets, for everything. This game is going to decide everything. But once it hit 3, I planned on kind of staying away. But once it hit 3.5, I was like, I gotta take Illinois here. I think with the scoring prowess that they have, and like I said, Houston's obviously woken up. Kingston Fleming's his ability to hit a mid-range pull-up is incredible. Contested or not, he's been putting on a showcase in this tournament so far. But Houston still doesn't shoot it as well as I would like from the outside. And I've said, if you followed along, I've said a bunch, Illinois doesn't guard the perimeter very well, but they've got a lot of size down low. So if Houston's hitting threes, same thing. They're going to be able to win this game, and they're expected to win this game by the number. But at 3.5, I'm taking Illinois as my second play for Thursday. We go to Friday. It's going to be another damn good day of games. Are you on anything with St. John's and Duke?
Yeah.
Okay, which way are you going?
I'm going to go over 141.5 here.
Okay.
Duke had 17 turnovers against TCU, and it's the only reason that the game was that TCU hung in there for as long as they did. St. John's, the way they defend the inbounds, gave Kansas a ton of problems. Kansas had 16 turnovers. I think it could present some problems for Duke. Possibly it could speed up the game a little bit here. St. John's likes to get out and run, and I think, even if Duke's able to inbound the ball and get past the press, it could open up some transition opportunities for Duke as well. So we'll go St. John's Duke over 141.5.
Okay. I'm going to go to Alabama, Michigan. Are you on this?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Well, we'll see which way you're going after me. We are going to hold our nose, and we are going to take Alabama plus 10.5. And the worry here is, one, Alabama's more than likely going to have no answer for a Daimara. They don't have a ton of size down low. Aiden Sherrill's going to have to there's nothing they can do. Aiden Sherrill, there's nothing they can do. Michigan, if there's a weakness, it's the ability to shoot from the outside. They have a ton of length. They can get to the rim at will. Defense is very good. But at 10.5, I'm going to back the team that just hit 40 fucking threes against Texas Tech. That was such an incredible way to end the first round. I had Alabama in a pick'em. They won by 30. It was never in doubt. And when the threes are falling, Alabama's going to be able to beat anybody. Stylistically in the matchup, this should be a game where I'm back in Michigan. Maybe it's because of what I just saw last night. But I'm going to take Alabama here. I think, and I got to give Elliot Cadeau credit. He played well in that first half against, who was it, TCU? No, not TCU. Who the hell did Michigan just play?
Michigan just played St. Louis.
Right. Yeah, Cadeau played well in that first half when Michigan got off to a slow start, and then defensively, Michigan just squeezed them there in the second half, and Lindenborg took over. I don't know who the hell's going to guard Yaxel Lindenborg for Alabama. We're going to have to hit a shitload of threes. That's what it boils down to. And after what I just saw, there was multiple people hitting threes for Alabama. We'll take the 10.5. I think it's too many points, but it's a hold your nose, and it ain't my favorite play. I went proceed with caution, basically. I'm going Alabama plus 10.5. What are you doing?
I'm going to go over 174.5. And the reason is just the pace of play here. I think, like you're saying, Alabama's chance of keeping this game close is going to come. Their only chance is if they can knock down the three. Because I think, like you were kind of mentioning, I don't know how many answers defensively Alabama's going to have for Michigan offensively here. So you just look at the pace per game. Alabama's top 10 in tempo offensively, and then Michigan is right there at 14. So I do feel like this is a case where sometimes these totals just can't go high enough.
Yeah, yes. And I think Alabama's best bet is to pack the lane, condense the defense, and just dare Michigan to beat you from the outside and hope they're not hitting. And then when Mara gets the rebound, hope they don't hit on the second chance, and then hope it fucking just goes out of bounds. But in all seriousness, I was impressed with Alabama. They played really, really well. And We're going to ride the 3 ball.
Yeah.
It's basically what it comes down to.
Because Michigan's looking really good right now.
Yeah.
They're looking like the best team.
Yes, but.
And you even see it in some of the futures markets they've taken.
Arizona's the damn favorite.
On FanDuel, Michigan's a favorite.
I saw Arizona plus 330. What'd you see Michigan at?
Plus 280.
What?
On FanDuel.
I didn't fucking see that, but I was looking at DraftKings.
But yeah,
Plus 280. I don't know that I agree with that. But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, I was just mentioning. That's why I was a little bit afraid to take Alabama here, just because it kind of feel, I don't know. Alabama has looked good as well, though. So.
Yeah, just stylistically and the way they match up. I mean, Alabama, the weakness of Bama is the problem. It was a good matchup with Texas Tech because Texas Tech losing top, and they really don't have anybody in the front court.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherrell could have a good game, and I thought he played well. But now you're going up against a top 2 front court in the country. I still would lean Arizona. Yeah, that's interesting. So DraftKings has Arizona plus 330, Michigan plus 340. But then, yeah, you look at FanDuel, they're plus 400 for Duke and Michigan, plus 280 for Duke and Arizona, plus 280 for Michigan. Interesting. Okay. I do have one more. We're going to Michigan State and UConn. And they were throwing out some funky numbers. There was a 1.5, UConn minus 1.5 plus 110. But for now, where we're at currently, I'm going to lay 2 points with the UConn Huskies. I don't know. I'll start with this. I don't know what is wrong with Solo Ball. Played like 13 minutes, 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. It's all he shot, didn't hit one. I do not know what is going on with him, and I've given up giving a shit. They're going to have to do it without him. If you get any contribution from him, great. If he makes a layup, he'll give you more than what he gave you last game. I don't like this Michigan State team. I haven't liked them at all. I don't trust Fears to be able to knock down the necessary shots. And outside of Fears, Cohen Carr played an incredible game against Louisville, and in my opinion was the difference maker. He did it all on defense, everything. He played an incredible game. That was probably his best game all season. It was against a Louisville team without Michael Brown and with a banged up, what was it, Conwell? The second best player was battling an ankle injury and clearly was not 100%. Michael Brown's going to be a lottery pick in the NBA draft. So you got a handicapped Louisville team that still was in striking distance at half after shooting really poorly in that first half. And it wasn't because it was the defense. They had a ton of open looks and just couldn't knock down a shot. I don't trust this Michigan State team to score down the stretch. I think it will be a close game the way they play defensively and the style of play here. But I trust UConn when it comes down to it with Alex Caravan, and Braylon Mullins has shown freshman tendencies. And you can see he knocked down a 3, and Danny Hurley was celebrating like it was a buzzer beater, and it was 20 minutes. It was 18 minutes left to go in the second half. So he knows how important Braylon Mullins is to this team. But with the size down low with Terrace Reed, I just think that there's more capabilities for UConn. If UConn can put the pieces together, UConn's going to be able to beat anybody in the country. So I'm going to take the Huskies. I'm going to lay the bucket, -2. And I understand what we're getting into here. I understand the style of play that this is going to be. This is going to be potentially a frustrating game at times. And there's a chance that UConn doesn't do what they need to do, and Michigan State smothers them with defense, and Fears is playing a good game and all of that. But, yeah, I'm taking UConn. I think they're the better team. I think they have more options that you can rely on down the stretch, specifically Alex Caravan. He's proven he's a winner. He played a great game against UCLA when they really, really needed him. And he also, you could just tell, Mullins was struggling. He turned it over. Caravan got in his face in like a lift your head up type of way. And he's clearly the leader of the team. I think he'll be the difference maker that gets us to the window here. So UConn -2 will be my final play for the Sweet 16, although there was 2 I was considering, but I've already got action on the sides. I was considering an over in this one, and I was considering an over in the Purdue-Texas game as well. Do you have any opinion there? Or first, do you have anything already on either of these final 2 games?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have anything. Yeah, it seemed like UConn was getting a little bit of gotten a rhythm there against UCLA offensively. So
At the end, I felt like.
yeah, that's a plus. And yeah, I don't know. It's as far as the total, it's so low that maybe an over, because
I leaned over. Michigan State's going to push the pace. They're going to try to get out in transition when they can. They'll slow it down and they'll run their half court, and they got a great half court defense. But if there's a transition opportunity, they will get out and run. I thought we should have been closer to 140, to be honest. That was where I had it in my opinion. But maybe I'll hold off and just stick with the Huskies here. Do you have an opinion on the side?
I would lean UConn. You touched on it, and then I kind of just mentioned it. I think if they knocked down some shots from 3, and I think that's the most important thing, and then they also were able to kind of penetrate the defense a little more than they have all season. But it's the defense here that's the big difference. I don't really know. It's going to take a heroic game from Fears.
Yeah, that's why I really don't like this roster that Michigan State has. And I think I'm a big Izzo believer, don't get me wrong, but that it's not very appealing to look at, like Jackson Kohler or Cooper, but they are good players. Cohen Carr's unbelievable, but outside of him, it's like Cohen Carr also hit a couple threes against Louisville as a 28% three-point shooter. That was big for them. I just think it's exactly that. I don't trust Fears, and I think that there's not enough of an outside threat to stretch UConn's defense where that Michigan State's gonna have to knock down threes because you have the size down low with Terrace Reed. Yeah, I'm taking UConn, and honestly, this is one of the plays I like the most for this weekend. So, UConn -2. Bam, do you have a bet for us for the Sweet 16? You don't have to if you didn't have anything jumping out at you.
Nah, I'm going to stay off this week.
Okay. Alrighty, that is all we got?
Yep.
Alrighty, to recap, I'm going to take Purdue -6.5 on Thursday. I'm going to take Illinois +3.5. And then on Friday, we're going to take UConn -2 and Alabama +10.5.
We're going Arkansas +8, St. John's Duke over 141.5, and Alabama Michigan over 174.5.
There you go. That is our best bets for the Sweet 16, episode 255. Hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. It's been an extremely profitable tournament. We're going to try to keep it going for the Sweet 16, close out a great year the right way. We will be back, Friday night to break down the Elite Eight, and then so on and so forth to the Final Four and the National Championship game. Episode 255. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Bam?
Nope.
Y'all have a good one. Good luck.
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.